There's a recipe that has cleaned laundry since before your grandparents were born. It costs less than $2 a batch. One batch washes 40 loads. It removes the grease that modern detergent leaves in fabric. It strips the polymer residue that scent beads deposit with every cycle. It does not mask odor, it ends it. These ingredients have sat on grocery store shelves for over a century. The fabric care industry earns more than $100 billion a year. Most households under 40 have never made it. That is not a coincidence. The recipe uses Fels-Naptha, washing soda, and borax. Before we get into it, let me know where you're watching from in the comments and subscribe for more videos like this. And if you have been dealing with laundry that never smells quite clean, or gym clothes that come out of the wash still carrying yesterday, this video is specifically for you. What you are about to hear is not a hack or a trend. It is the chemistry that professional laundry operations relied on for generations before the detergent industry decided convenience was more profitable than results. The oldest cleaning chemistry still in commercial production is not a product that launched recently with a rebrand. It is saponification, the reaction that converts fat or oil into soap when combined with an alkali. It has been understood and applied for roughly 5,000 years. When an alkali contacts a fatty acid at the molecular level, it breaks the ester bond holding that acid together and produces a molecule with one end that bonds to water and one end that bonds to oil. That dual structure is what removes grease from fabric. Every bar of Fels-Naptha and Zote on a grocery shelf operates on this exact mechanism today. Fels-Naptha has been manufactured since 1893. Its cleaning action comes from sodium, tallowatt, and related bile salt compounds, molecules with a specific structural affinity for grease and body oil. Bile salts evolve biologically to emulsify fat in aqueous environments. That is their function. Applied to fabric, they surround grease deposits, sever the bond between the oil and the fiber, and hold the released compound in suspension so water can carry it out of the cloth. A standard liquid detergent achieves the same outcome through synthetic surfactants derived from petrochemicals. The mechanism is similar. The cost is not. Zote is produced in Mexico from rendered tallow, animal fat, saponified with sodium hydroxide. Tallow soap is particularly effective on protein-based soils, blood, sweat, body oil, food residue, because the fatty acid profile of tallow closely mirrors the chemical composition of those soils, dissolves at the molecular level. One bar costs approximately $1 and grated into this recipe provides enough soap base for 30 to 40 loads. Now here's where the chemistry compounds. Washing soda is sodium carbonate. It is not interchangeable with borax. Borax raises wash water to a pH of roughly 8 to 9. Washing soda raises it to approximately 11. At pH 11, the alkaline hydrolysis of fatty acids and protein-based stains is more complete and faster than borax alone can achieve. Washing soda also chelates calcium and magnesium ions in hard water, softening it before those minerals can neutralize your soap. Borax does the same at a lower range. The two compounds are not redundant. They cover different soil loads and different levels of water hardness. Using both means the recipe performs across the full spectrum of what laundry actually contains. Castile soap, produced through saponification of plant oils rather than animal fat, contributes a mild pH-stable cleaning action that is safe on colors and compatible with most synthetics. Its role is not to replace the tallow bars. It extends the recipe's range downward to loads where pH 11 alkalinity is unnecessary and a gentler mechanism is the right tool. None of these ingredients does what all the others do. That is the point. You are not adding 5 versions of the same thing. You are assembling 5 mechanisms that address 5 different failure points: grease, protein soils, water hardness at moderate range, water hardness at high range, and light soil on delicate fabrics that no single formula detergent can cover simultaneously. The recipe does not add redundant ingredients. It closes every gap that a one-formula system leaves open. And here is the failure mode that sent most people looking for this recipe in the first place. Clothes washed a dozen times that still hold a smell. Gym clothes that come out of the dryer and start to smell again the moment they warm up. Towels that were absorbent 2 years ago and now push water across the surface instead of absorbing it. A front loader that developed a baseline smell 6 months after purchase and never lost it. The instinct is to try a different detergent or add a scent booster or run an extra rinse cycle. None of it resolves the problem. It compounds it. Scent beads are polymer microspheres coated in fragrance that embed in fabric fibers and release scent when the fabric is agitated or heated. They do not clean, they deposit. The fragrance releasing from your gym shirt is not a sign that the shirt is clean. It is a sign that the microspheres are still inside the fiber. The smell of laundry that has been genuinely cleaned and the smell of laundry that has been fragrance coated are not the same thing. Most households using scent boosters have not experienced the difference because they have never washed without the deposit. Fabric softener is not a cleaning product. The active compounds in most fabric softeners are cationic surfactants, positively charged molecules that bond to negatively charged fabric fibers and leave a persistent hydrophobic coating behind. That coating is what produces the soft feel after a dry cycle. It is also what progressively reduces the absorbency of towels, athletic wear, and any fabric designed to move moisture away from skin. The softness is real. The trade-off is not on the label. The same polymer accumulation extends into the machine itself. It builds up in the drum, the door gasket, and the internal hose lines of front-loading machines. Over months of regular use, the machine begins to smell. Running more detergent through it adds more polymer to the cycle. A machine that smells is not broken, it is coated. The scope of what this recipe addresses without modification: workwear saturated with grease and machine oil, sports gear that holds odor through repeated wash cycles, gym bags, towels that have gone stiff from years of softener buildup, stored bedding carrying a baseline mustiness from sitting folded through 2 seasons, cloth diapers, front loader drums coated in accumulated residue, heavily soiled children's clothing, the same batch, the same ingredients, every load. The product category that displaced this recipe created the exact failure condition the recipe resolves. Now, here's the history. Fels-Naptha was introduced in 1893. Washing soda had been a laundry room standard in the United States for decades before that. Both ran through hospital linen operations, hotel laundry cycles, and military uniform contracts through 2 world wars. Not as a home remedy, as the industrial standard in every professional laundry operation that required reliable results at scale. Between the 1950s and 1970s, Procter & Gamble, Unilever, and Colgate-Palmolive each consolidated the household laundry category around proprietary all-in-one detergent formulas. The shift was commercially total. The new products replaced the multi-component system most households had used for generations under the banner of convenience. Bar soap and washing soda did not fail. They were repositioned out of the category. Washing soda costs $2 a box. Fels-Naptha costs less than $2 a bar. Neither can be patented. Neither can be reformulated into a branded SKU sold at a 2-week replenishment cycle. The scent bead category alone generates over $1 billion annually in the United States. It deposits fragrance into fabric. It does not clean it. That category was built after the recipe that made it unnecessary had been removed. And here is the part that stays with me. The polymer residue that modern liquid detergents and scent beads leave inside fabric fibers and washing machine drums. The residue that reduces absorbency, traps odor, and degrades performance month after month is precisely what this recipe removes. The industry that displaced the recipe created the failure. The solution was on the shelf the entire time. No company owns sodium carbonate. No brand can charge a premium for tallow soap. That is not a coincidence. Here is exactly how to use it. For a standard dry batch, grate 1 bar of Fels-Naptha or Zote and combine with 1 cup of washing soda and half a cup of borax. Use 2 tablespoons per load for standard items, 4 for heavily soiled workwear or sports gear. A single batch yields 30 to 40 loads at roughly 4 to 8 cents per load. For cold water cycles, dissolve the grated soap in hot water before adding the powders. The dry batch performs best above 60 degrees Celsius. Do not use this recipe on silk or wool. Both are protein-based fibers, and the alkaline environment that makes this recipe effective on cotton and synthetics degrades the peptide bonds in protein fibers. For those materials, use pH-neutral detergent only. One safety note: washing soda and borax are not food safe and should be kept out of reach of children. In normal laundry use, both rinse out of fabric completely. And if this gave you something useful, share it with someone who has been buying overpriced detergent and wondering why their laundry never smells quite right. Knowledge like this gets buried. Thanks for watching.